Welcome. This is the Ins Justify the Memes, the show where the lowest of the low, that is the most wretched of wretched and deplorable to end all deplorables. Two white heterosexual Christian males from the American South who talk about philosophy, history, health, fitness, and what it means to be a man in the 21st century. I'll be your host, Bill, and this is my producer and co host, Tank. So, folks, lend us your ear and crack open a beer because the ends always justify the memes. And that they do. So, special announcement tonight, guys. Tank is not drinking. He is not drinking tonight. This is the first time he has ever attempted this on the show. So, expect it to be total chaos tonight.
Yeah. we'll see how it goes.
And I'm drinking a soda, I rarely do that. So very rarely, like maybe once every 3 months.
Yeah, just so everyone believes me, these are just bubblies. So this is not Bublé, Michael Bublé.
I see we have a Holly and we have Let's Go Brandon.
Oh my God.
Yes, well, I have some of that. I got another a-hole, just some random a-hole on the entropy. And that brings me to the quick shills, of course. Guys, we are just streaming here on YouTube at D Live and Entropy. If you aren't aware of what Entropy is, that is a solo streaming service. I guess they have their own streaming services now, but what they do is they allow for free speech in the chat and for you all to send us paid chats if you wish, because we are no good low-down money grabbers, of course. Not Tank. I mean, Tank has a job. I have people to feed, and I'm not doing the best job of it right now. In any case, guys, so if you wish to donate or send a pay chat, of course, we'll read those throughout the show as we come to them. Also, next week, we will not be streaming because I'm going to be doing some traveling, and in that traveling, I should be meeting up with Yiz the Eunuch and Don the Pleb in the non-disclosed secret location, and then I will be heading off into the woods and mountains to Uncle Tank's shed, where he lives for a night or two, and then heading down to Savannah, Georgia, and then Florida, where I'll be all over the place. So we're going to be gone, and I'm going to be doing some traveling, guys. So, in any case, that is that. Tank, you got anything, man?
I am starting a Kickstarter to raise the money to get myself a haircut. So if anyone wants to donate to that, much appreciated. I mean, look at this shit. It's getting ridiculous.
Look
at this. Look like fucking
Shelly. I know that was you. Also the artist formerly known as Bunny. But for now on, you'll be Let's Go Brandon.
Oh, Bun. Oh, Bun.
In any case, man, let's play some Memecast news. Get that ready to go?
I got it. Here we are. Being sober sucks. it already sucks.
Well, you got to have fun being sober, Tank.
Well, okay.
In any case, for the Kool-Aid to work, everyone has to drink it.
Well,
just
yeah.
Remember that, guys. Yeah.
Why can't my hair grow like that? That'd be dope. This is Jim Jones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, if you've never really looked into Jonestown, you guys should, especially interviews with the people that survived and whatnot. That's a microcosm of exactly what we see in DC these days. But I mean, as far as those who believe they should control you and they're going to create a utopia and all that good stuff. Um, in any case, just remember the Kool-Aid only works if everyone drinks it. And guys, speaking of which, if you didn't know, if you weren't aware, October is upon us, and that means it is LGBT History Month.
I thought that was in June.
No, that's Pride Month. This is History Month. So everyone, grab your cheeks and spread them and get ready. Because me trying to live my life and LGBT propaganda, right? You know, all you have to really know, folks, is, this.
The future is gay. 7. The future is gay. The future is gay. The future is gay.
Boys with vaginas, girls with penises. Welcome to the future. Boys with vaginas, girls with penises. Welcome to the future. Boys with vaginas, girls with penises. Welcome to the future. Boys with vaginas, girls with penises.
7, 1.
Welcome to the future. That's a girl. That's a boy. That girl was a boy. Oh boy, now she's an it. Oh shit. That's a girl. That's a boy. That girl was a boy. Oh boy, now she's an it. Oh shit.
The future is gay. The future is gay. The future is gay. The future is gay.
Boys with vaginas, girls with penises. Welcome to the future. Boys with vaginas, girls with penises. Welcome to the future.
All right. It's enough of that propaganda.
I mean, Holly's right. That is a banger, though.
That's how they do it. I'm pretty sure.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. They throw a banger behind their propaganda.
Yep. And then you listen to it all the time. Next thing you know, you're brainwashed, and you know you want to have sex with the same sex. It's weird. And anyways, with October, Halloween is coming up, of course, and apparently, Snowflake students claim Frankenstein's monster was misunderstood and is in fact a victim. And of course, the response here is but that's the book. That's what the book is about. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe. I think it's a little bit more than that.
I've been real with you. I've never read it, so I don't really know what it's about.
He is definitely misunderstood. I think that there are. It's more about creating something. I think it's more about Victor Frankenstein's. What he's doing. That he's really the monster, and those kind of things. But hey, whatever.
Wait, the
monster's been a long time since I read it too.
The monster's not named Frankenstein?
No, he's just the monster.
This is a stupid book.
This
book is dumb.
No, the monster murdered people because he was brought back to life.
It was written by a woman, right?
Yes,
that makes sense. I understand now. Next meme.
So, speaking of snowflakes, folks, there's going to be a lot of snowflakes worried about Halloween candy. I remember in the 80s and 90s when I was a kid and trick-or-treating. Not too far into the 90s, I would say, but, not maybe 92, when it might have been the last time I went. And, it was always check your candy, and nothing's changed. And today, these folks are getting quite slick with it, though. You really have to be careful with your kids these days.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, wow.
But you didn't see that. You gotta be careful.
Never would have noticed.
And remember, guys, just because it's Halloween, don't get too boozed up, or you might be the winner of the scariest costume. And correction, the most scary costume.
He looks like a villain in a movie.
Well, I mean, he did basically help confiscate Jewish materials as a young boy and learn how to see things, people that he may have been distantly related to because they were Jews. He he learned to be detached from that and just did his job to write all those things down as those people were marched off to death camps. So I'm sure that sort of pragmatism probably never left him. The same. Wait a second. Someone explain this. If the B in LGBT stands for bi, doesn't that mean there's only two genders?
Banned.
Yep.
Banned. Hammer.
But they don't. They never explain it. But I found someone to finally explain it to me.
Have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
Well,
Have a penis. Girls have a vagina.
What?
uh-oh.
Is it locking up? Is it not working? Oh no, what happened? It's just me. Oh god, no. This is my nightmare. Oh goodness. So what's up, guys? Gonna read some chats, I guess. Anti-commies busted my balls in the chat saying that I need to read Frankenstein. It's not going to happen. Let's see who else we got here. I guess Bill says he's gonna be back. I don't have any memes to show you. He's the meme keeper. I am trying to run it. I'm running it. Okay, Bill's back. Here we go. Bro, I carried the whole show.
I was watching whatever. I tried to as soon as it froze on me, I tried to reset it, but it didn't want to work for me. All right, guys, hold up for 1 second. That's 2 weeks in a row it's done this.
Yeah.
It froze, and I was like, the video froze. I think that might have been the thing, is what's kicking me out, because I think that it was the same last week or the week before, whenever it was. Let's get that back up. Where were we at here? All right, well, you guys already saw the clip. I was trying to play it again, but I'm going to have to upload some clips here soon. Go back. We effed up.
Oh, shit.
What are your pronouns? Let me see. I'm pretty sure I got some videos coming up here that I want to be ahead of, guys, so bear with me.
We need like a one of those technical difficulty screens. I will make one of those.
Well, it certainly screws up the flow if you want to tell jokes, but hey, this is where we're getting persons of color only. Colored only. you become the very thing you swore to destroy.
Yeah, this has been the laziest psyop, right? Like the whole POCs getting segregated housing and stuff at
Dude,
universities.
no joke. I 100% agree with you. I was on Twitter talking trash to folks. I didn't start the trash talk. I just made a comment somewhere, which I do often, and leave it be. But people were talking trash and whatever, and I don't know. I just wasted some time. It's kind of like playing with my daughter, typing on my phone. And I got like 3 tankies trying to gang up on me. And basically, I told them they were a bunch of Nazis and their ideology was the same as Nazis. I told them that Nazism was socialism. And they go, no, literally nobody believes that. You're stupid. You're a clown. And then I gave them sources. So, but it was fun. It was fun as hell. In any case, they're clueless. They have absolutely no. If they knew anything about their ideology, they wouldn't be their ideology.
Well, here's the thing: you can't take tanky serious because you can just go to Cuba, like it's right there,
Right?
For probably less than $90, you can go from anywhere in the United States to Florida and either get on a trash raft and go there, like when they come here, or get like a $90 flight. For all these people that like want to kill their landlords and shit, you can just not pay rent 1 month and have enough money to get to Cuba.
Well, it's like it's like them in the whole imperialist thing and colonizer, and it's like, what do you want to do as a communist? You have to spread it across the world according to your own goals. But it's so naive, it's so childish because, of course, they have to bring in the one world totalitarian communist government, and they assume that once the government is in place and everyone's communist, it'll just dissolve. Like that'll ever happen. I mean, you have to be an absolute retard or just a child to believe in such a thing.
I really think it's less about I think it's a LARP, right? Like,
well, it's about power. Yeah, it always is.
Like these guys, it's got a lot to do with imagery, and I'll agree with them. This Soviet imagery is pretty cool looking, but like you're not going to do that. You're not going to kill your landlord. Like, if you're going to Fed post, at least like put some oomph behind it.
Yeah. I mean, at least the right gets that right, or the liberty-minded folks. So we have responded awesomely and everything he said is correct. Whoever that is that she's talking about. I'll also try to answer your question at best I can because I want to write something too. I am gay and a transgender man. So you're a woman who likes men. And you think you're a man. Right. The reasons that queer people or anybody in the LGBTQ community don't like straight people is usually a lot more complicated than just not liking them. Most of the time, the critique is on the effects of living in a society dominated by straight people. Considering that we LGBTQ members are a minority and have historically been abused by the majority non-LGBTQ people, the act of not liking straight people usually comes from concern from safety or personal well-being. If you, as a non-LGBTQ person, make the effort to not be somebody who is dangerous to LGBTQ people, then that's the best thing you can do. It's likely that there will still be some people who would rather not associate with non-LGBTQ people regardless. But being a good ally in the community is something we all benefit from. No offense, but it sounds like some effing comedy gobbledygook.
Yeah, look, I've seen guys on Twitter with like hammer and sickles and shit in their bios and whatever, saying that it's totally okay if your boss fires you for not getting a vaccine. So literally, like the one thing that you're supposed to be about, like worker empowerment, you're shitting the bed on. You like, there's just no reason to even take these guys serious anymore.
What do you mean, Tank? You're not going to take this guy seriously?
No, I'm not. I'm going to have to pass on that one.
Yeah. Is that like a Mosin the Gaunt that he has? Like,
probably is, which I do want one. And the furniture actually looks pretty good on it.
Cool, but
But yeah,
why wouldn't you have something a little bit more modern and
Kalashnikovy.
effective? Yeah, or at least that, right?
Because most of the guns like $190.
And the commies trying to claim
Probably.
that that's the best weapon in the world, by the way, the AK, and that hardly. It's really actually a crappy weapon that's super reliable. That I mean, it doesn't aim very well, that's for sure, but it's super reliable. So
Where do these guys get the idea that the beret looks good?
I mean, he probably takes it in the butt, so of course he thinks it looks good. And guys, since we're talking about commies and LGBT and all this weird left wing march to enslavement, and Halloween, since it's all wrapped up into one, I had some ideas for costumes this year. If you were looking for Antifa's best and brightest, you could go as Antifa. You know, we have
Damn.
I mean, some of them aren't that great, but
yeah. So, yeah, someone's a little bit of a reach, but still pretty good effort.
yeah, good effort. AOC, if socialism doesn't work, why are all my socialist friends in DC multimillionaires?
Bourgeois, so you must be defended. Oh, defeated. Oh shit, I fucked it up. It'd be funnier if it said what I said it said, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Deep Thoughts by AOC. That is, of course, a spoof page or whatever, like the Babylon Bee and the Onion.
Yeah.
And old David Hogg, I just love those three magic words: tax the rich. Great day of sailing in New England. This kid, at
Absolute
least,
psyop.
yeah,
He's been the laziest psyop, really.
yeah, right.
We need to make like an award segment where we give out like this month's best psyop and like the laziest psyop. That's my idea for shows going forward.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Then we start slapping labels on these guys.
yeah. Well, here's some pretty fun stuff here. Tank. Pregnant Jennifer Lawrence attends rally for abortion justice with comedian Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer's a comedian? I didn't know I just thought she got on TV and bitched about stuff.
I think she talks about her vagina a lot. That's what, if I had to guess. Anti-commie, what are you putting in the chat over there? Some Twitter thing.
I'm looking at it.
All right.
Oh, it's a stream, sniper stream.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a clip. I had to check it out.
Ma vagina.
And yeah, this is just what? Like I don't get this, but sure, whatever. I mean, of course, women, they don't ever make any sense. This woman has a sign that says, I dream women will one day have the same rights as guns. So just to be clear, she wants to be locked up when not in use. She wants to be banned from airplanes. She wants to be banned from public schools. She wants to be kept out of government buildings. Felons can't be around women. Businesses can't post no woman allowed signs, or can post no woman allowed signs. She wants to be banned completely in New York, Chicago, and DC. She wants women to be severely restricted in Hawaii and California. Women will not be allowed anywhere alcohol is consumed, and carrying a woman will require a special permit. Women can't be carried openly. Women will be prohibited from having certain popular cosmetic accessories. And a man can own multiple women, but only after a background check. I'm kind of okay with this. I might be on board. Might be on board with her brand of feminism. So, oh man, look, see, I did have a video coming up and didn't show up my file. This would have happened either way. Boom.
Women philosophers taking a fencing event. Sue Marshall will be trying to improve on her personal best by managing to take offence 6 times to a perfectly innocent remark.
Did you have a nice day? Day is a patriarchal structure of time. Nice is a concept of behavioural conformity used to keep women as an underclass. Did implies I need to be doing something in order to be making a worthwhile contribution to society. You is a phallocentric division between self and other. Have is a capitalistic, consumerist, linguistic structure, thus reflecting the dominant paradigm of ownership and economic violence perpetrated against women and ethnic minorities. And A, being the singular indefinite article, perpetuates bourgeois notions of individualism. I've been taking offence now for 3 years, 9 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, I just want to take a holiday.
What would you do now if somebody came up and called you an ugly dog?
Oh, I'd just kiss them.
Congratulations.
Women, you know.
Whammon.
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 And you know, and in other left-wing craziness, you know how these ladies are and these folks are. Evil segregated America versus good integrated America.
Well, you know.
Was built on slavery.
Yeah, you do see this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this weird thing where, like, the United States invented slavery or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. I know.
like it's not going on right now.
It's called a guilt trip, Tank. It is what psychological manipulators do to folks when they wish to get their way, or they throw temper tantrums, which we have one coming up. I'll show you. So, white men are fragile AF. How about that?
Okay.
Sharing this so people understand that the trauma of seeking accountability does not come without further trauma.
Cool.
Why are black people so weak, sensitive, and fragile?
Ugh. Who
Goes
is that
both
guy?
ways. Please don't burn down buildings. We shot a white guy. LOL. And this is actually what it said in Portland. This is erroneous information being circulated on social media regarding the officer involved shooting in the Lloyd district. We can confirm that the subject involved is an adult white male. No one else was injured. And of course, professor was suspended for not giving black students easier final exam. Sues UCLA.
Is that serious?
I don't know. It's something to fact check. Fact check me. I don't know.
Fact check the memes.
Fact check the memes. This is the real fake news. You don't know what's real and what's fake sometimes. This wouldn't surprise me though. So I was saying temper tantrums. You might enjoy this.
How'd they get footage of my family reunion?
Leave it to MAGA boomers to do that to an SJW.
Yeah.
But this is the utopia, folks. This is the utopia they want to bring to you. The utopia that all of the leftists wish to bring in with their fabulous ideas. Leftists like this lady right here. House votes to avert government shutdown as debt ceiling still looms. Yes, a character from the Dark Crystal is a representative. Folks, you are not blind. You are seen with your own eyes. If you don't get that reference, then you must be a millennial, and well, you're just trash anyways, because screw millennials. So the debt ceiling, if you hadn't heard, that's being held up from being raised right now, Tank. And some wise word from the prestigious Richard Reich, who is a absolute joke. He has said this: which party will voters blame for the shutdown? The last 3 federal government shutdowns occurred during divided government. Now Republicans run it all. How can one party not be able to keep the government open? If it shuts, it will be on the heads of the GOP. So that was in 2018. And of course, just the other day in 2021, an American shutdown means Americans won't get the services they depend on. Federal workers won't get their paychecks. People's livelihoods will be upended as the pandemic rages on. But none of this matters to Republicans. They only care about power, never about people. Who runs the House and the executive branch right now, Tank?
I'm going to say Democrats, if I had to guess.
Who has the tie-breaking vote in the Senate?
If I said Democrats, would I be correct?
That you would. Congratulations.
Imagine that.
You win a cookie. All right, sorry, just switched on chat real quick. And then, of course, we have old Fancy Nancy. This is the first time in recent memory that a government shutdown has been possible when one party has controlled the White House and Senate. The Republicans own that. That was from 2018. The full faith and credit of the United States should not be political. Republicans' reckless decision to block government funding and raising the debt ceiling threatens 6 million jobs, financial ruin for countless families, military paychecks, and Social Security payments to seniors. But who runs the government right now?
Beyonce.
She should. And from old POTUS, to the American people, I say this: as soon as this week, your savings and your pocketbook could be directly impacted by this Republican stunt to block us from raising the debt limit. It's flat out dangerous. They need to stop playing Russian roulette with the U.S. economy. What I want to know is what idiots believe that, because my pocketbook, no, Joe Biden, that's your pocketbook that they're screwing with. And not really, because your pocketbook comes from China. But that, everyone else's who's connected and has ties in America that works in the Congress and the Senate and the bureaucracy and the government, your pocketbook, your oligarchy. Like, what craziness is this? I would like the government to be shut down for a good year. That'd be awesome. In any case, they're talking about raising the debt ceiling so they can pay for all this stuff. We'll get to that in a bit, but we're gonna talk about some coof stuff first, because I didn't know if you heard, Tank, but there's a really, really seriously deadly virus going around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's killed like 10,000 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Listen, I mean, the White House press secretary. Listen to her talk about it.
COVID-19 and our efforts to address the global pandemic to regional...
What did you say?
To address the global pandemic. Global pandemic. Pandemic. Global pandemic.
I'm in a glass case of emotion! Boy, that escalated quickly.
High life, by the way, just saying. There has been too much violence, too much pain, but I have an honorable compromise. Just walk away. Take the mRNA vaccine. I'll spare your lives. Just walk away, and we'll give you safe passage.
A bit tired of hearing people saying, I don't know how to do my job properly. And I think that's really mean. I remember being criticised just remind everybody how criticised I was. That's not acceptable. I hope everybody likes staying at home because we are going to go into lockdown forever. Nobody from New South Wales is going anywhere. We will have 2 million police officers standing at the corner of every street to monitor every single citizen. We're really watching very closely. I hope this really will be devastating. We don't like to be heavy-handed, but what we need to say today now is that if you leave home, we will give you a death sentence. Please know that you will be shot in the face, and I hope it's painful. You are required to obey what we say when we say it, and if you don't, you can prepare to die. I've said from the outset, I don't care about your life and the life of those around you. I don't really give a shit. The government is now about to announce what we call the final solution. We are inspired by history and realise we can very easily permanently get rid of anybody thinking illegal thoughts. We aim to have absolutely zero freedom. Follow the rules or else you'll never be seen again. If you think you can live freely under our very strict and harsh regime, I have news for you. If you even consider breaking the rules, I will personally stab you in the head and rip your guts out. We have 24 hours surveillance of every single person in the community. We want to cause anguish, hurt and suffering to as many citizens as possible. Every day at 11 o'clock, every citizen in this state must listen to me. This is the Fourth Reich, and I will make sure that I never, ever, ever give up power till the day I die.
You Aussies better take that jab, man.
Again, the Quillette lady is nowhere to be found.
Yes, you should get vaccinated. And so what if it makes your kid artistic? That don't always mean he's gay.
I agree. Bill is artistic.
That's right. Also, super straight, not gay. See, look, blow darts. Telling you.
Oh my God.
Some of you are going to keep trusting the government until your pronouns was, were. And the protected need to be protected from the unprotected by forcing the unprotected to use protection that didn't protect them, the protected, right? That's what we got. That's the situation. That's the narrative they are still spinning. And that's the narrative that people that turn their brains off, regardless of their ability to analyze information, are going with.
This is a little message to the unvaccinated. Ugh. You are killing everyone. It's your fault. You're being selfish, so get the vaccine because I'm vaccinated. I am vaccinated, okay? And so I'm protected because the vaccine is safe and effective. So if you're around me and you're unvaccinated, then you're putting me at well, you're not. Okay. So you're selfish because if I'm protected and you're around me, then I'm fine. But you're me. Sorry. If you're not vaccinated, then you're not. You're racist, is what I'm saying.
Pretty much. Me thinking of the 750,000 registered sex offenders that don't have to carry around the card because that's a violation of their privacy. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a thing.
And of course we have true American heroes. Real American hero.
You dated yourself with that one.
I what?
You dated yourself with that one.
Yeah. I almost read it that way initially. True American heroes. To any healthcare workers who choose to resign rather than get vaccinated to protect their patients, I say good riddance. Don't you love these consistent people with their logical thoughts?
Oh yeah, they were all this fucking memes and shit about how great nurses and shit were last year. And now they're like, well, I'm not taking the vaccine. They're all terrible, evil people.
Yeah, and not that, but it's like shouldn't you be standing up for their rights or whatever? Like if they're working in that field, they've been there for the last year and a half. Don't you think that they've, I don't know, worked without the vaccine around the coronavirus? It just it's mind blowing. This is all about power. These people are getting off on the suffering of other people. Like literally, that's what you're watching on Twitter. It's like I was saying, I was having that conversation. I was trolling them. I was a good faith troll though. Because I was like, you guys need to understand first principles. Like I told him, I said, you guys believe in slavery. I was like, that's the class of people that, couldn't own property. And they're like, do you know the difference between personal property and private property? I said, yeah. Personal property is when you're a prisoner and your property can be taken away from you at any moment and you have no rights. And private property is when I gain property from my own labor or my effort. And if you come and take it, I get to kill you.
Well,
and it was like, that's the difference. So yeah, the idea, don't even entertain their nonsense, just tell them what they are. And the funny thing is they never really denied what they were. But the only reason why I even brought up the whole Nazi thing was because they called me, they said, oh, he's the kind of liberal, because they call me a conservative. So I'm a liberal. And they're like, he's the kind of liberal that would side with Nazis. And I'm like, you guys are the ones that believe what Nazis believe. It's
the
like,
Soviet Union sided with the Nazis. They
I know.
Poland. What the fuck?
I was like, you believe in racial collectives, don't you? That's what the Nazis believe. They believed in racial collectives. What do you think CRT is all about? Come on. Anyways, imagine, if you will, a pandemic so severe that we can afford to fire healthcare workers. And jab, get the jab, don't get the jab. Hey, look, this is the real fake news, folks. So you make up your own minds. Just pulled this from the lung of a fully vaccinated COVID plus incubated patient. Still think these jabs are harmless? I could see a blood clot without that, of course. But then we have this interesting thing. Left versus right. Non-vaxxed versus vax. We're seeing this, but like I said, nobody's saying anything.
What is that?
That's blood, supposedly.
Oh.
I don't know. Blood's different colors depending on.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, if you've never been around blood medical stuff, but that is strange. I don't know if any of that is true. I'm not claiming anything. These are memes. It's the real fake news. And scientists create meat from human cells but claim it's not cannibalism.
We already have meat. Why are we making meat?
We're going to save the Earth tank.
Why are we?
You know why? I'll tell you right now why. So we can start feeding people human meat. Yeah.
Some sort
and then
of green
we can
shit.
stop making it in the lab so that when people start dying, we can go, oh no, we need to eat it's good for the earth. We just need to be cannibals. We need to eat our old and all that stuff. Just be like Soylent Green, or Logan's Run. I mean, that's a theory, at least. I'm not saying that that's why.
Susan Wiki. We're not sure. We're just guessing.
Who was the CNN reporter who ate human meat and now he's been crazy ever since? Gotta watch out for them prions.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Huh?
I think it's just the brain, though.
Yeah,
I think it's just the
brain, but if science was never questioned, you'd still be drinking cocaine, giving kids cough syrup with heroin, spraying people with DDT, and smoking the cigarette brand your doctor recommended.
I am now against questioning science. Give me back my cocaine drinks.
I don't think they stopped that because of science. I think they stopped that because people were getting out of hand, maybe. I don't think it was really that. I think it was more of a moral panic thing, and it wasn't really a problem.
Yeah.
What you'll see, folks, all throughout history and societies is the more you take away from people and the more the government babies them, the more they become babies. They become big infantilized adults. And that's what we're seeing today. So back in the 20s, 30s, people still could, have these things and be okay. But someone said, no, you know what? The government has to come in and take care of me. So
Raza
there you go.
Aslan ate a dude's brain. How about I don't know. See, I come on this show for you guys to tell me what happened in the world. Did he? Oh my god!
It was Raza. And I don't know if he ate the brain or not, but I was joking about the Pyron thing. But if you guys don't know, if you don't have a certain gene and you cannibalize somebody, especially if you eat their brain, you will develop something similar to mad cow disease.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Don't eat people's brains.
Don't eat people in general.
Probably just avoid the whole cannibalism thing.
Yeah.
We'll just see how it goes. There is chicken too, if you want to eat that instead.
Raza Ghul, yes.
Different person.
But this is the problem with natural immunity, right? It's free. That's the problem with it.
One of my favorite psyops out right now is this idea that like natural immunity is this thing that somebody just came up with like yesterday. they're like I've seen people put it in quotes like natural immunity, and I'm like, what? Who are you quoting? That's a thing.
Anti-Commie says over on the entropy says, without science, we would have leaded gas still, which creates a neurotoxin, which was making people crazy. And that was a 20-year fight for one guy to finally accomplish. Yeah, well, they might also want people to be crazy and poisons. I mean, just saying that's a perspective that.
Well, we've got plenty of crazy, so they succeeded.
Yeah. We got plenty of all kinds of stuff. And of course, we have from the editorial board, vaccine holdouts are caving. Lesson for liberals: respond to authoritarianism with force. What? They want to be told what to do. Huh? That headline doesn't make respond to authoritarianism is force. They're trying to push on people. Where what is this?
How are the holdouts the authoritarian ones here?
Yeah, exactly. I love this newspeak that we live in, though. It's pretty crazy, and then of course along the same lines, using force, Australian hospitals over capacity with people beaten by police for not wearing masks.
I can't do this sober. I can't do this.
The side that screamed Nazi for 4 years is now doing actual Nazi stuff. They've been doing Nazi stuff forever because they've always been that same side, folks. And that was the fun thing about, of course, I wasn't gaslighting those fools, but in a way I was, because they're so indoctrinated. But to throw out ideas at them and then them like freak out at me and then just give them like sources and whatever else. And I'm like, I know you won't read it. I was like, go ahead and embrace the backfire effect. Go ahead and embrace your cognitive biases. Embrace your confirmation bias. I was like, just lean into it, buddy. But it's fun to like get that reaction because I know that there are so many shallow people out there that are just sloganeering and they take it for granted. Something so simple as, oh, the Nazis were capitalists. And it's like, no, they were socialist, 100%. They were against Marxism, but there are other brands of socialism out there. So, they're refusing to lock down. Take away their gas. Take away the gas. And we're just going to keep seeing restrictions, guys. Here we have something interesting. The CDC numbers reported that among children 5 to 17 who had COVID-19, there were one death per 174,803 cases. One death. Pfizer and Moderna trials with children showed one death per 1,000 vaccinated. So California is mandating a vaccine with a mortality rate of 174 times higher than the virus. And guess what? Gavin Newsom just made pre-K, that is 4 and up, I think, free for all Californians. But you got to get the jab.
Ugh.
And meanwhile, mystery rise in heart attack from blocked arteries. Health experts have been left baffled by a big rise in a common and potentially fatal type of heart attack in the west of Scotland. During the summer, there was a 25% rise in the number of people rushed to the Golden Jubilee National Hospital and Clydebank with partially blocked arteries cutting blood supply to the heart. And I'm not saying anything caused that. I don't know what could have possibly have done that. That the uptick happened recently in this article from September 30th, 2021. But I do know that, I don't mean to brag, but I have the exact same medical degree as Bill Gates.
That's true.
So I feel just as qualified to speak on issues such as this. But again, as always, folks, go talk to your doctor. That's the person to talk to. And definitely don't talk to Democrats, because this is what they think is going on right now in Florida.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just show you the numbers on children, folks. It's almost non-existent.
Yeah, this is another psyop that's pretty lazy. Like, it was literally not a year ago. It was stay home because you're going to kill grandma. That's what you got to worry about, is killing grandma. And now it's like, oh my God, my 5-year-old kid's going to die of COVID, and it's not a thing that happens.
Right. Well, someone had the balls to create a Twitter account to get Ron DeSantis out and put this video up.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of your cabin crew, we'd like to inform you that we have officially entered Florida airspace. Now that we're making our final descent, please watch this short message from Governor Ron DeSantis on COVID-19. Thereafter, everyone on board will be required to comply with the state's Forever Purge.
We are not doing any vaccine passports in the state of Florida. We trust people to make their own decisions in this state. We are not going to be bludgeoning people with restrictions and mandates and lockdowns or any of that stuff.
As Governor DeSantis stated, while you're within state lines, you do not have to wear a mask. You do not have to get a vaccine. It is against the law for private businesses or schools to mandate masks or vaccines. And you have the absolute right to infect whoever you want, whenever and wherever with COVID-19. Thank you for traveling with us, and please enjoy your Forever Purge.
COVID-19 is surging again.
This is the time to double down.
The governor is doubling down. He says students shouldn't be forced to wear masks.
If you are trying to lock people down, I'm going to stand in your way.
Florida just requested 300 new ventilators.
Hospitals are filling up here.
There is evidence that children are making up much higher cases that are emerging.
The numbers continue to rise across Florida.
This fall, don't breathe in.
This is insane.
The Forever Purge. Coming to a theater and live streaming networks near you.
What the fuck was that? Jesus.
That's a serious ad. And you should see, it's like a Recall Ron or something like that on Twitter. You should see the replies in there of the people being like, I'm not going to Florida. You have a choice, you idiot.
Yeah, don't go to Florida. Stay the fuck home.
Go to Florida or mask up while you're in Florida if that's going to help you, which it doesn't. But, do that or, I don't know, take the jab. How about that? Whoops, wrong one. That moved. But yes. But Osis, yes, it does show you how powerful fear can be, but what it really shows you is how weak people are in our society today. This is, you literally have a higher risk every time you go drive in your car. Like, it's insane. So
Yeah. And the whole thing about like, oh, you can just infect anybody you want. Like, California just made it not that long ago legal to knowingly infect someone with HIV. And now I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that if I had to pick between having COVID-19 and HIV, I'm gonna pick COVID-19 probably every single day of the week. So what the fuck are they talking? Like, again, lazy psyops.
There's suggestions of data out there that upwards of 80% of the population should have some sort of immunity to this because they've either had it or they have the jab. Biden was talking about 98% before we can go back to normal. We're never going back to normal because it's all big farce.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the disease is real, but it's a big thing to implement their great reset. Funny how Klaus Schwab's announced the time, and that's all they've done is push that forward. In any case, what state do you live in? Constant fear, constant depression, constant anxiety? Florida? Florida's awesome. I'm about to be there in a couple days. Next week, this time I'll be in Florida, actually. And
what part did you say you're going to?
I'm going to be all over. I'll be down toward Miami
okay.
and then back up
Oh,
toward Jacksonville area. So we'll be anywhere in between. I'm hoping I can. I don't think I will be able to, but it'd be sweet if I could get some training in.
Yeah.
While I was down there. So in any case. It says you can't call COVID the most deadly pandemic to ever be known to mankind while simultaneously having an open border with zero health protocols. The U.S. prepares for a potential worst-case scenario in which up to 400,000 migrants could cross the border in October if COVID restrictions that has blocked most migrants for almost 2 years is lifted. Thursday, NBC. What do you mean blocked most migrants?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, has
COVID restrictions open borders? What are you saying, Tank?
I was saying, has COVID restrictions blocked any illegal immigration?
Have they not said that we've had like 2 million people or more pour in the past year? I mean, I've been saying for years that we have 350,000 people in the U.S. I don't buy that low ball 220, 25 number, 230 3. I don't know why I keep saying 2. 325, 330 number. It's way more than that. We don't count illegals necessarily. I mean, it's crazy.
The years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming and they.
Whoa.
Of course, that was Europe, but you have to ask, why is this only going on in Western Christian nations? Why are these the nations being flooded? And again, I always say when we look at the border, it's not an issue of immigration. I could care less if they do it legally if we had the means for it. I'm more actually worried about the humanitarian stuff. I mean, completely honestly, like people are trafficked down there. The cartels do crazy stuff. They torture and murder people regularly. This creates a business for them. It's sick. And all the leftists that deny that this is going on are even more sick. Because you're basically having all kinds of people sex trafficked indentured servitude, slavery. So, I don't know.
We got
glitch out on you.
You just dropped for a second, but you're back now. Valjean for $5 over at Entropy says, I've never had the personality where bullying and or shaming me to do something got me to give in. In fact, the exact opposite. It makes me push back harder. I, too, am an obstinate son of a bitch. So I completely relate with that. And that's the thing I get. I don't understand with a lot of people that the people that are like very pro-vax and what we call NPR Americans, where I'm from, these guys just don't understand why someone wouldn't listen to the experts or whatever. Why? Like they can't even put themselves in a situation to where they can understand that point of view. And it seems like it's a pretty easy point of view to understand. Like that they don't trust those fuckers. No one, Fauci has given no one a reason to trust anything he says. So if you can't even meet someone that far to like see their point of view, then you're not going to find common ground.
Tank, when did I cut out there?
Just like 30 seconds ago, maybe.
I came right back in. I don't know. All I was saying is that it's a big humanitarian mess down on the border.
Yeah, I got all that.
Right. And also, guys, is once they get into the neighborhoods, obviously there's reasons like there's a reason why the left pushes, even though the dummies, on the down low are just used for idiots, but why they push for anti-gentrification, because gentrification brings up the pricing of neighborhoods. Well, they want to devalue all those properties. They want people in there in ghettos. That keeps people on the dole. And so they want, these people who are indentured servitudes coming in and living in these cities, and the cartels operating because that's, a way that they can keep control and oppression. And it's crazy, but it is what they do. So this is an overstretched empire that can't win battles. Hordes of non-Romans flooding. It's taking advantage of state welfare. Degeneracy becomes normal and commonplace. Remember, there's about 1,000 years of dark after this. That's what happened, folks. There's more to it than that, but the degeneracy for sure, and definitely giving benefits that the state gave out. No, I'm one who says the state doesn't give out benefits because the state should be a skeleton meant to protect people. But still, they did, and those benefits that were given out in the Roman Empire were increasingly large amount of people. And we're a reflection of Rome. And in fact, I would say from my perspective in Christianity, we are Rome. We're just the extension. We never died. In any case, give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Deport a man and you'll never have to feed him again.
Oh my God. That's bad.
Well,
Woo!
I mean,
it's true, but
again, it creates more trouble here. For them, they don't have better lives necessarily in the United States. Like, people have to understand that. And I know all the leftoids think so, but they also don't live in their conditions. And, I always say I got a good buddy from Mexico that goes back every now and again. He stays here because he's got kids, but he loves Mexico. There are parts of Mexico that are great. It just depends on what you're looking for in life. But there are also parts that are very dangerous.
Yeah.
In any case, so if you hadn't heard, Tank, this young fine gentleman won a race this weekend.
Partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
It was learning how.
In any case, that was pretty quiet, so sorry, guys. But yeah, I'm sure you all heard this. Sounds like Let's Go Brandon. And this is just one of the best things that's
Who
ever
started
caught
this
on.
whole like chanting "fuck Joe Biden"?
It's awesome. It's great because they can't hide it. The media cannot hide it. Here we have F. Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon. Not based at all, Batman.
Let's go, Brandon.
What? F. Joe Biden, right? So what you're saying is, let's go, Brandon. And people are already on it. I love that this is a thing.
Yeah.
You ain't Brandon. We did it. We did it, Brandon.
We did it, Brandon.
Joe Brandon. Even AOC got in on the gig. And old Donald Trump, he's all about letting Brandon go. Of course, if you Google search this, it just says "Let's go, Brandon."
Yes, I did mean that. Thank you, Google.
Get in, loser. We're gonna pick up Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. All right, that's all I got on that. I don't know really how to set that up. Just a bunch of memes on it. But hey, guys, this is what happens. You're gonna get these chants. You're gonna get all this when you vote for your president through the mail. Just like you wouldn't expect much from a mail order bride, mail order president. We can talk about Arizona, but we talked about that last week. So,
yeah.
In any case, old Joe seems to think he's invincible. Well, my meme doesn't want to work. Hey, how about working, computer?
God, it's like the OBS days.
I know, man. Look at this. Those are all the memes I cut out for you, Tank. Not even going to use them. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just do it this way. What? Says, looks like it's removed. You know what? Too bad. Oh, well. That meme ain't going to happen. It's a sad day here at the Ends Justify the Memes. Sad day. But I do have this. Biden beer. Inoffensive and not bitter cloche. Biden's bitter as hell. What are you talking about? And he's always been offensive. And then you have Kama La, a strong vice presidential stout. What a way to ruin two of my favorite beers.
Kolsch and stouts.
Yeah, man. Kolsch are great, like summer drinking.
I love a Kolsch.
Yeah. And stouts are good evening drinking or anytime or winter or.
I'm that dude who has no standards, and I will absolutely drink a stout when it's boiling hot. It does not bother me.
I'll do it, but I prefer not.
There's one beer company around here that I will not mention because I dox myself, but they have this like really fancy stout that comes out like in the middle of July, and God bless them for that.
You see, not only will $3.5 trillion not cost anything, we are going to track you all, your bank accounts, with $600 or more to collect more taxes on the rich. If you hadn't heard about this, Tank, the big Green New Deal plan that they're trying to get through, and they have to raise the debt ceiling, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's not going to cost anything. The $3.5 trillion that it's just going to pay for itself. And while they're at it, they're going to track your bank account for transactions over $600, because rich people, spend $600 like regularly, so they have to know if everybody has $600.
Right.
Right. I mean, ask the Taliban. He came through for them. Biden gave us tanks, aircraft, guns, munitions, and Humvees. And now ice cream.
Hell yeah.
I mean, maybe we just have to move to Afghanistan to get the benefits.
I'm thinking about it. I mean, how much worse can it be? It's definitely more free than, I don't know, Australia.
But congratulations, because you just won yourself a golden AK-47 skin as a reward for seeing your 10,000th Taliban meme. So you should take that with you, man.
I will.
They might think you're a god or something having that. Of course, such things make old Michael and George happy. That makes them proud.
Someone reminded me on Twitter that it wasn't that long ago that liberals were talking about marching fucking George W. Bush to the Hague for war crimes. And then all I had to do was like hug Michelle Obama one time, and that was all forgiven.
Well, they've known each other forever, man. So, yeah. And you know how when we bolster up the Taliban and give all of our stuff away while also taxing Americans, how happy that makes Michelle and Barack. And you know, he loves it when their balls slap together. So.
We do it every time.
Oh my goodness, this thing's destroying my memes. You know
my memes!
I think my memes! I did take these. I don't know why they're showing up here. Oh my goodness. Get boomerific here.
Even Don does better than this, bro.
I know, man. I know. All right. Is this fixed now? Since I closed out the folder, open it back up. Are we gonna work?
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. But you see, the goals of every totalitarian is to break all human connections, family, church, community, etc. So the individual becomes completely dependent on the state and thus can be controlled. You know, this would be a lot nicer if I didn't have technical difficulties, but
well, that's what it.
But here we are, folks. We have the economy and the government. Why did this virus do this? Why did it happen? Meanwhile, they are stuff did move around. Yeah. It's all right. Meanwhile, they are wanting to track transfers of over $10,000 reported to the IRS as a means to limit illegal activity, including tax evasion. This is for cryptocurrencies. So, of course, you have a little Pepe here. Hello, IRS. I'm moving my 0.3 Bitcoin from my USB to my PC. Yes, hello, IRS. I decided to move my... It says, I don't report the transactions, including the fees or excluding the fees. I mean, this would be hilarious. He just kept calling them and spamming them. And then this was supposed to be here. Dag nabbit. And then this. And then that. We had to talk about the raping of America first before we could talk about ball slapping. But you know, what we're seeing now, what we were meant to get to, despite my neglect there of not realizing the stuff I took out was somehow in there. It says from Ted Lieu, if you are going to engage in riskier actions that increase healthcare costs, and healthcare burdens on all of us, then you should be the one paying for the increased risk. I agree. I don't want your stinking government nothing. Healthcare BS. In fact, can I not pay Social Security anymore and all that stuff as well? Of course, Stephen L. Miller says, now ask Ted if he's in favor of banning soda or Doritos from the SNAP program. Yeah. That is, of course, food stamps. Also, what was that thing you were talking about earlier, Tank, about HIV in California?
Yeah, they legalized that, knowingly spreading HIV in California.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, there's that. I mean, that's that. And then of course we have back to the issue of two senators cannot be allowed to defeat what 48 senators and 210 House members want. We must stand up with the working families of our country. We must combat climate change. We must delay passing the infrastructure bill until. And of course, Mr. Phil Kerpen has to remind him that 52 senators can, in fact, defeat 48 and the other 210. That's the way it's supposed to be. Gridlock is what we're supposed to have, not all this stuff that we do all the time. Two senators. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
He just disregards the other 50, people.
2 senators plus 50 other ones can actually. Yeah. So I get where he's coming from.
Yeah. Or just 2 in general. I mean, I'm fine with that too. If the system's going to be like that, you need 2 people to say no out of 100. That'd be awesome. I'm fine. So also we have this interesting tidbit. So co-sponsorship for the RABB enforcing reproductive responsibility among men. It says, therefore, I will be introducing legislation that will require all inseminators. Notice he didn't use the word men there. Inseminators.
Yes.
To undergo vasectomies within 6 weeks of having their child or 40th birthday, whichever comes first. I believe that you will see a barrel of a gun at some point, not in a pleasant manner, if you try to enforce such a thing. This legislation will also empower Pennsylvanians to enforce this new law by offering a $10,000 reward for reporting to the proper authorities those scoffles who have not complied with this statute, withholding the allotted time frame. This is absolutely sick. So if you guys hadn't heard, this is in Philadelphia. If there's any doubt about today's progressive left have utterly, completely disregarded your personal medical freedom, then let this be the nail in the coffin. Like, if you guys don't think that they're trying to depopulate the earth and stop climate change and they're not going to go to any lengths, you, my friend, you're being quite naive. This is going to continue to escalate. They've been doing these things for a long time. The psyop is real. The programming is real. The people out there who believe that the coof is the most deadly thing in the world is quite obvious, right? And the people out there who believe in the CRT stuff, who think that because you're a white person, you are automatically evil and basically the worst type of scum on earth. No different, mind you, than what the Nazis did to the Jews in Nazi Germany. But I tell a leftist that, and they don't quite get it. They're brainwashed, right? Yeah. A legislator from Philadelphia has just introduced legislation that would limit how many children your family could have, dictate what age you could have a family, and would issue a $10,000 fine for refusing to submit to forced sterilization after having 3 kids. Scott Wiener, of all names.
Scott Wiener. Yeah, this is... And then they wonder why people want guns.
Right? So, old John Rich says, I'd estimate well above 90% of Republicans or Democrats are either leveraged, blackmailed, or bought and paid for by entities outside of our country. 100%. You want to know why we have a shit show on our hands? Because almost every one of them answers to someone other than we, the people. Absolutely. And this is what you can expect in June of 2023. Dan Crenshaw outside my house with the National Guard begging me to hand over my rifle and get the jab.
Yeah, that's what's, and the sooner that comes, the better, because that's going to wake some people up. And until, like I said, I don't believe in black pills, but I do believe in demystification. And the more like boomers we get to realize that there's really no one out there trying to help them out, the better.
I'm wondering how many other memes, now that I'm here, how many other memes I missed or were missed. The thing felt weird to me because I normally have something like in my head to segue. Anyway,
Think about
sorry, I'm looking at the memes.
all the alternate realities where you're doing so many different memes.
Well, no, I mean, I know where I'm at now, but it seems to flow better because that's what I do before the show is I make corrections. Like I get things flowing together, like once it's put together. So now I'm just like baffled because I had all these memes that wouldn't work and whatever, and they're like deleted. So I'm like, where's other stuff supposed to be elsewhere? Because some of that felt janky earlier. I don't know. Whatever. It's what you get, guys. I started working on the show at 1:00 today, so it's what you get, right? All right. So in any case, speaking of glowies here, they are coming, folks. Glowies are coming. Just a normal parent here to see the school board.
Oh, yeah.
So AG Merrick Garland instructs FBI to mobilize against parents who oppose critical race theory COVID mandates in public schools.
So this meme right here with these guys that are all feds. Has anyone spoke up and said, I am one of these guys and I'm not a fed? Because you would think that would have happened by now if this meme wasn't true.
We are not paid actors, if anyone is asking. We are neither feds nor paid actors. I'm not a cop. If I was a cop, I'd have to tell you that. That's not true, guys. That's not true at all.
It's not true.
Multiple tips that someone could be a potential mass shooter? Nah. Parents yelling at the school boards? Yep. Isn't it funny? The teacher unions are screeching that we need to defund the police, but they want the feds to arrest parents protesting against the indoctrination of their children.
Yeah, the defund the police is all to remove any kind of ability for localities to have some kind of resistance.
Yeah, they just want federal and private policing. Yeah,
yeah, they would. I mean, look, because the thing about it is, if a sheriff's department gets their gumption up enough, and the feds come in to Waco somebody, they might have something to say about it. And that's exactly what they are trying to avoid. They want that roadblock removed. That's what all this shit's about.
Yep. And of course they're reaching out with new tactics, interesting tactics.
The whistleblower.
Really quite surprised. So if you know what's going on, most people don't. They're asleep. Imagine being so desperate you plant your own whistleblower to expose yourself for not censoring enough so you can censor yourself more. And, you guys might say, well, Bill, that's kind of a leap. No, her background makes it all too clear. And this is just an example. Donated to 36 Democrats, including AOC. She also has a PR firm that she's working with, online censorship advocate who lost a friend to conspiracy theories online. When you're represented by Jen Psaki's law firm and Eric Sharmella's legal team, you are definitely a whistleblower and not a political influence agent. Yeah.
Here's the litmus test for if they are or not a real whistleblower. Edward Snowden and Julian Assange are real whistleblowers. Where are they at? They're not on fucking 60 Minutes, you know?
Right here. You're not allowed to watch Project Veritas video exposing Pfizer on Facebook and Instagram, but you can watch the CBS-produced Facebook whistleblower interview on Facebook and Instagram. It tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was saying, but he's got a bigger Twitter account or whatever, so I just go fuck myself, I guess.
You sure did. You're good at that. So in other news, I got this little tip here from the old Shans. I work for a major global internet entity, and I'm hearing whispers that there will be a massive internet outage event just after noon EST, approximately 15 minutes. First, social media networks will go down, followed by the rest of the ClearNet. It is already beginning. I am sorry. That was on Monday at 10:47 a.m. And what followed would be the death of Facebook.
Oh, RIP.
I know. It was terrible. Instagram and Facebook are currently not working, as are democracy, society, and healthy sense of self. Thank you, God. Appreciate it. It's always got the best tweets. In any case, I felt a great disturbance in the force, as if millions of pointless bickering voices on Facebook suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. It was a panic, Tank. There was a panic.
There was a panic.
Understand the procedure now? Just stop a few of their machines and radios and telephones and lawnmowers. Throw them into darkness for a few hours and then sit back and watch the pattern.
And this pattern is always the same?
With few variations. They pick the most dangerous enemy they can find, and it's themselves. All we need to do is sit back and watch.
Then I take it this place, this Maple Street, is not unique.
By no means. Their world is full of Maple Streets. And we'll go from one to the other and let them destroy themselves. One to the other. One to the other. One to the other.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Wow, they move fast. And hackers warn that if demands aren't met, they will reactivate Facebook. And unfortunately, that happened. So my little old self had no clue that Facebook was down at all. And I'm quite proud of that because I don't really use Facebook. You know what I use Facebook for? The Messenger. 90% of the time to message myself stuff.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in years.
I did get a hold of Michael Heiss the other day, who, if you guys probably don't know who that is, but he's pretty close with like Dave Smith, guys, and the big libertarian Dave Smith guy. And I've been friends with him on Facebook or whatever for a long time, probably 10 years or more. So I reached out to him. I'm going to be talking to him about probably trying to get a free state project going on in West Virginia here, something like that. So, but he's going to come on All Minus One here when I start streaming again. November 9th. November 9th. That's the date. The magic date when my strike is over. I did post a video. I worked on an intro for the show that I wanted to do like 3 months ago and I never got around to. That I'm going to probably use regularly as the intro. So I might work on it some more, do some stuff to it, but It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. You like it. It's synthwave.
Hell yeah, I do like some synthwave. I'm worried we're getting oversaturated though, and it's like everyone's gonna stop doing it.
Yeah, right. People making jokes about Facebook servers going down make me sick. Anyone who is using an Oculus headset at the time is currently trapped in VR, and if they die there, then they die in real life.
Bum bum bum. I'm pretty sure that's that's that plot to Sword Art Online.
It is the Matrix. I mean, come on. And they found the employee responsible for the downtime. Newman. What's his name in Jurassic Park? It's not Newman. He basically plays the same guy, though.
Yeah, I don't know his name in Jurassic Park. It's been so long since I've seen Jurassic Park.
Yeah, me too. I really don't rewatch that movie because there's no point in my mind. In any case, and this was a thing. Why not give Amazon and Facebook a seat at the United Nations?
This is the exact kind of shit that like the people with hammers and sickles and like tankies and stuff on Twitter should be upset about.
Well, to be fair, I think this was satirical to say we should rein them in, but I did not read this article, but I did hear it reported on from a couple different sources. So, but they are commercial superpowers. But what the problem is the understanding of what corporations are. There's private ownership corporations, me and my family, right? Like a limited liability corporation. And then there's a public corporation. Once you are public, anything public is a state, folks. It is a government. Just like my HOA here and my community of about 1,000 homes is a government. So, you have to understand these distinctions. And what the tankies don't understand are these basic first principles distinctions of the difference between private and public. It's the bottom line. So Anti-Commie will tell you, but I will tell you as well. Go to Tick History. He's got some great videos on this stuff. But basically, if you get into the first principles, it's quite abundantly clear. In any case, let's keep moving. Got to get to the end of the show, Tank. And we're not far off, buddy.
Okay.
We're in the home stretch. So, Dr. Seuss, how the Fauci stole Christmas.
Don't care.
If you hadn't heard, he said, no Christmas for you, Tank. No big gatherings unless you get the jab and wear masks, because you're a crazy person.
Well, he said a lot of shit I don't care about, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, officially, he's canceling Christmas this year, but it's really because he don't want Santa to make him go back and work at the North Pole making toys. But, Santa's got a surprise for him.
I'm sure the Fauci's live in a much bigger house than that.
Oh yeah, with his he's been making $420,000 a year for quite a while now, actually. And that's not to mention all of his public speakings that he potentially gets paid for, or has been paid for over the years. In any case, and now is the time that we get into the cringe of the cringe, and that is the left-wing memes, because I felt like the show was getting a little stale, and it was time to bring some left-wing memes into the show. Eventually, we will have a sounder for this, unless you already have one, Tank.
I do not, but I will make one one day.
All right. In about a year and a half, we'll have that.
Yeah, that's when you'll get it.
So, video games are similar to right-wing philosophy in both operation and system of idealized mediocrity. Do correct thing equals reward. This is leftism, folks. Do correct thing equals reward is a right-wing philosophy. They tell on themselves all the time. Read Marx. I promise you. He also hated that.
Movie Bob. What the fuck?
That was one of the first things the tankies went after me. They said, anyone says philosopher in their bio is a joke. And I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm a lover of knowledge. I'm sorry that you despise it. If I were you, I'd probably hate philosophy too. I don't know what to tell you, man. You can kill a revolutionary, but you can't kill the revolution. I'm not sure why some of those people are there. In any case, dear snowflakes, this is what a real men look like.
Hell yeah. Who's that guy on the left?
I don't know. Probably some African. I don't know enough about the African commies. It's kind of like
I don't either.
when you start getting into like South American and African commies, I get confused because like who wasn't? You know, I mean, like that's just pretty common. In any case, and as for examples from the left of men, make sure you get your macros, micros, lots of sleep, and plenty of exercise. Oh, and one more thing: land value tax is the best tax. First off, there's nobody on the left that is this jacked. Nobody. And if there is, I'm going to say that it's all roids. Which this guy's probably on anyways.
Yeah. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Land value tax, that's basically property tax, folks. Any land value tax is just a way to basically say that you don't own anything, because land has always been the primary means of wealth and ownership initially, right, for human beings, because you have to have somewhere to lay your head to rest and till your grounds and raise your animals.
Why would land value tax, like if you're trying to like tax the rich and shit, why would land value tax be more important than like urban Brooklynites who make, $700,000 a year and just rent everything? Probably because the people that are making these memes are those urban Brooklynites who, if they're not making 700,000, which they were. So it's like I say with a lot of stuff, like all these leftists, they want to be the vanguard, so they want to make sure the vanguard's taken care of, and that's why they're more about taxing like cattle farmers instead of, these like leftist Twitch streamers that make like $300,000 a month.
Yeah, I took this out, but I mean, if a landlord relies on your rent to pay for their property, you, as a renter, are providing the landlord housing, not the other way around.
Then don't pay your rent and move to Cuba. Just do it. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
No, actually, your landlord's paying for the house that you couldn't get a mortgage for because you've been too irresponsible to build credit. And maybe we could have the argument that a house shouldn't be worth a mortgage, or that wages should be higher. But your way of doing things will do neither. They will just impoverish everybody, because that's all your sick freaking death Malthusian cult thingy mabob it does. It just destroys, just takes. Straight from hell. A coward needs a gun. A brave person uses his intellect. Yeah, tell that to Mao and Stalin.
Yeah.
You're going to love this one, Tank. The virgin conservatives versus the liberal Chad. Virgin conservatives, religious, defends Trump on POL nonstop. 90% time, complete fat ass, low IQ. Complete pussy without his gun. Calls everyone who disagrees with him SJW, brainwashed by Fox News. Thinks he's an alpha. Can't argue without contradicting himself. The Chad liberal is tolerant, atheist, fit in good looks. Doesn't need guns to defend himself. Respects women.
Does respect women. This is
high
not
IQ.
a leftist me.
Alpha AF. Factual.
I'm gonna say that the whammon part is a wink and a nod on this one.
Yeah. No, this is a parody leftist meme, I'm pretty sure. But this is from Occupy Democrats.
They're still around.
Yeah, right. Barack Obama has a Grammy, an Emmy, a Nobel Prize, 2 terms as president, a Twitter account, a hugely successful Netflix deal. Donald Trump has 2 impeachments, 2 active criminal investigations, and 1 failed blog. Yeah.
They can't help they were born fucked up.
Right. I feel like I did that one last week. Now that I think about it after I read it. Anyways, me waiting for any one of Trump's endless scandals of actual legal consequences. Yeah, dude. It doesn't happen to rich people, for one, generally. And two, he didn't, at least if you're talking about stuff in, because this is a leftist meme. You're talking about stuff in the government. Joe Biden's doing crap way more scandalous right now. What are you talking about, you freaking crazy person? How Republicans describe Democrats. It's time for your re-education. Communism for Transgender, the musical. How Democrats actually are. Bipartisanship. Okay, sure. Can I go back to the tweets? Can I go back to the two senators? How dare they hold the 48 of us others up? Those two senators. Bipartisan my ass. Americans don't want socialism, says Mitch McConnell, the senator from Kentucky, a state with 541,000 people on food stamps and 174,000 on Social Security disability and 1.2 million on Medicare or Medicaid. Every year, Kentucky gets 148 billion more from the federal government than it pays in taxes. Yeah. Yeah, screw Mitch McConnell too. What do you what do you want to occupy Democrats like and no, Kentucky's in that level of poverty because of that. So yeah. But we live in socialism already, so let's quit acting like this is a capitalist nation. I was told by people that we're in late stage capitalism. And I'm like, are you dumb? We're like mid-stage socialism. Are you serious? We're literally like a mid-stage socialism, folks.
People's been saying late stage capitalism since like 1911.
Yeah.
It's cope.
Yeah. Hardcore cope. Please, my mother is terminally ill and we can't afford the medical bills. No, work harder. You're not entitled to health care. I'm doing your work, Lord. No.
The funny thing is, a lot of like Zoomer, like right wing Zoomer guys, are into like collectivized healthcare.
Well, the thing is there are like church religious savings account. My wife and I are talking about getting one, looking into like collectivized healthcare stuff. But if someone went to the church, the left doesn't get this distinction. Here's another one. They think that Jesus was socialist and he was not. Conservative Christians. And all the believers were together and held all things in common. They sold their property and possessions and distributed the money to those according to their needs. Acts 2:44 through 45. Yes, that did happen as the church first came together in Jerusalem in the book of Acts.
And it still happens in monasteries. Like,
yeah,
but not everyone joins a monastery.
And everyone who joins into the church, if you were in need, I guarantee you, if you're in a good church community, not those fake ones with the ministers are like, gimme money, they'll do stuff. The church my wife attends brings us food, or was while she was, where we still had a Fiona was a newborn, that is. She's technically not anymore. So getting too big. And of course, we have tax all the churches to pay for universal health care. That's what God would have wanted. No, God would not. God is your king. And no. I'm going to prove that in a minute, though. But finally, and you guys know I don't like the Pope. I think he's a blasphemous individual who claims to be Christ on earth. And yeah, pretty sure that he's the Antichrist. In any case, do nothing about global poverty while sitting on a golden throne and holding a gold stick goes to heaven. I don't think so, but sure. Spend more than half of his fortune to fight global poverty goes to hell. Go home, logic. You're drunk.
Again, this is one of those things like it wasn't that long ago when like liberals hated Bill Gates.
Right. How about this thing? Don't steal, liberal. You remember that?
Yeah.
You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male, which probably applies more often to liberals, nor his male servant, and or leftist, I should say, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. That is where that comes from. Jesus wasn't a socialist. He actually fed people.
That's pretty good indicator that he was not socialist.
Yeah. Yeah. You would imagine, and of course we have parents today. You can't have this game. It's too violent. Parents in the future. You can't have this game. We're suffering from economic disparity due to capitalism, automation, and climate change. Wow, that was a lot of words. Too bad I'm not going to read them. But seriously though, this is a left-wing meme. And first off, we're not in capitalism, folks. Not as Marx defined it. Capitalism is private ownership of business. Private ownership means individuals or at best families. We are in a fascistic corptocracy. And I say fascism specifically because fascism is a socialist system that is merged with corporations, more or less, is how they let the capitalists, the big operators operate. This is what happened in both Germany and Italy. Now, some people think they'll tell you Germany wasn't fascist, whatever. Splitting hairs. They were definitely socialist, and it's exactly how the CCP operates today. And this is what we're going toward, folks. So leftists don't know what they're talking about. Automation, I thought that was the dream of the communist, right? Everything was going to be automated in the future. No one would have to work, and we all get to be fat and get to sit around and play instruments and write slam poetry. Isn't that right, Tank? I mean,
oh yeah, that's the purpose.
Yeah. And then,
otherwise, what's the point?
Right. And I don't know why they're so obsessed about the climate changing. Like it's just going to be still in one spot forever. It's just going to be exactly the same. And yeah, again, the hysteria over 1-2 degrees over a century. To sea level. That's not how that works. Sorry, doesn't work that way. Anyways, guys, rounding out the show here. Your Twitter got deleted in the meme wars? I was once a red pillar, the same as your father. Before the big tech purge, before the fact checkers. Guys, yeah. You got to do it. Every now and again, you got to troll some leftists on Twitter or something. It was literally somewhat enjoyable. At the end, I kind of felt scummy, not because of what I was doing, but because those people were so just lost and idiotic. And I was just like, that makes my soul hurt, right? The people are this brainwashed. But maybe someone would come along and learn something. Probably not. Traditional masculinity officially labeled harmful by the American Psychological Association. Well, me and the homies on our way to collect our mental disability checks. And yeah, screw that, guys. Notice something, this trend here, action heroes from the 80s and action heroes from the 2019s. They want you weak. They want you pathetic. It's like, we can go back. This is why I'm huge about, eating meat versus agrarian culture. Like right here, hunter-gatherer skull male versus modern human skull male. Cro-Magnon skull is so Chad, it has its own cool guy sunglasses. I mean, it does. It's based, guys. And, there's an old science. There's an old science that was really just a pseudoscience of sorts called phrenology, where you could actually, tell if someone was a criminal based on their skull. And, obviously you can tell who's based and who's not here between the skulls, because modern man is not based, but that hunter-gatherer, I guarantee, was. I mean, he's got the sunglasses. But you can tell, guys, this is actually a scientific study done with the political compass text. Whatever Wojak you are, or Pepe is where you're at on this test. So,
Math
for
teacher.
instance, yeah. So we got the English teacher. They're in the hardcore authoritarian left. I mean, that makes sense, right? You've got the commie.
I got they're further left than the communist.
Yeah. We got I think that's Carlin Borisenko. We got the teacher's pet, the SJW, the astrologist. Yeah. Your average girl. Yeah, it's pretty much every basic girl. We got Kyle. Boy Scout, the Christian one. The war kid. Everyone knew that. The one kid who's obsessed with like World War II.
I want to be the medieval guy.
Yeah. That's probably you. Then we have the libertarian right. We have the McDonald's worker, the gun kid, the drug guy, the prankster, the smart guy, the gym teacher, the memer. Man, I'm like at least 4 or 5 of these. Then we got the skater, the hippie, the simp, the furry, the emooj, the weeb. Yeah, that's right. My wife was an emo back in the day. In any case, guys, use this wisely, right? Like use this appropriately so that you know who you're encountering. Just got to compare. In any case, and know what to look out for, folks, when you are, out there in the dating scene like this right here, this young lady, she's good to go. Thank you for 12 months free trial of totalitarianism, but I'd like to cancel my subscription now. See, this is a good lady. Even if she's wearing a MAGA hat, it's okay. I'm cool with MAGA people as long as they're not like the crazy MAGA boomers I showed you earlier. I mean, that was funny though. That was pretty entertaining. Get a girl who's, she realizes feminist movement is a government scam so that they can get the other half of the population working so they can double the tax intake and raise your children by their standards. Yes. It's a little something that Plato came up with like 2,000 years ago. He called it the Republic. And then, of course, ladies, if you didn't know the difference between the housewife and the career woman, the housewife has sex with the boss. So does the career woman. The housewife makes bag lunch for her husband. Career woman microwaves a cheap ravioli for herself. The housewife has managerial skills, and the career woman can do menial office tasks. The housewife has, she wears whatever she wants. She runs a side business on Etsy, volunteers at church and crisis pregnancy center, raises 5 human beings. Youngest kid graduated before her hair began to gray, will die surrounded by family who love her and cherish her. And then you have the career woman. The rest of her stuff says, tries to cheat the dress code, corporate drone, too tired to volunteer anywhere, had 3 abortions from 3 fathers, has baby fever and no husband at 40. Body will be found 3 days after dead with face eaten by her house cats.
Oh, God. That's brutal.
Well, I mean, the cats don't know. I mean, they're just hungry. Come on. And guys, do well with your kids. Like, this is me teaching my son I found in my Wayfair cabinet. How about how to negotiate with the IRS?
Yeah, the Wayfair cabinet kids is a pretty interesting little thing that happened.
Yeah, right. And of course, with that, guys, not just how to deal with the IRS, but 17 things every kid needs to know and they need to hear. I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry. That's a really big one, in my opinion. Parents don't do that enough. They don't apologize enough, I think, often when they're wrong. That should happen. I forgive you. I'm listening. Communism has failed every time it was tried, and you've got what it takes. Unless you don't. Maybe you don't have what it takes, but
don't have it.
Yeah. And get your kids into like jujitsu or something so that when they face the mega Chad leftist, they know what they're doing. And if you guys didn't know, jujitsu is the gentle art of folding clothes while people are still in them, and also known as involuntary yoga. It's good form. Wrestling good too.
Wrestling.
And I talked a bit about today about my fun Twitter time. I was on there for a while. It was probably like, I don't know, probably 2-3 hours, because it was during the UFC fights. I was with my daughter and just kind of like chilling. And the conversations they thought they were having in their head with whoever was on the other side of the screen was just hilarious. But everyone who reads my shit, me, I told you so. I had them going. I'm going. If you're gonna fight with commies, and I generally say don't even do it, but I don't know. Sometimes I get wild hair, and I like arguing, and I like making a fool of fools. You have it out, and man, is it so good? This is so good when everything just burns down, burns down like Sodom and Gomorrah. But defensively, Susan. Defensively. That's it, guys. That's the Meme Cast news. Woo!
I'm back. I'm here.
I feel like that was the worst set of memes I ever had. And you know what? I see right now my computer is on Wi-Fi, meaning that somebody pulled out my Ethernet cable and didn't know it downstairs. That might have been some of our hiccups.
It's probably got something to do with it, and I didn't drink any, so that's probably got something to do with it.
Yeah, well, hopefully, guys, the stream. Yeah, I see I'm really, really fuzzy right now. Hopefully, on my end, stream was not the worst, most terrible thing ever. But we are at the top of the hour where we're supposed to be, right on time.
Right on it.
Man, am I good. Hey, guys, appreciate y'all being here. Sorry I didn't see the chat as much as I would like to have, but hey, yeah, Anti-Commie said Bill froze. Yes, that's probably the time at 8:48 when my Ethernet cable got jerked out by somebody. By some human being who I'm going to have a talking with. In any case, we appreciate you guys being here. We won't be here next week because, again, I'm doing some traveling. Should be the week after, whenever that is. We'll let you know. Had Dystopia Now was struck, so I couldn't post anything underneath there. So I got a warning and a strike within 24 hours of videos that I had posted up previously and that are on YouTube currently. But hey, you know what? Leftists don't play by the rules. So I'm working on doing potentially edited videos over there, and maybe I'll try and stream over there. But again, I won't be around this weekend, and not next weekend either. So I guess the next time I see you guys will be in 2 weeks here on the Ends Justify the Memes. Tank, you got anything?
I've got nothing.
All right. Well, that's the show, guys. Remember, this has been the Ends Justify the Memes, and the ends always justify those memes. Play the outro, Tank.